right, to get comfortable, just take a seat. If you're comfortable, just close your eyes for a moment, slow down that body, slow down that mind, and slow down that breath. Bring yourself to just a quiet, calm place to begin your practice, maybe begin your morning. And just taking that focus to that breath, if you can, working on your ujjayi breathing, breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose. But if that's not your breath today, just breathe however you can, but just try and take a little bit more length on the inhale and take a little bit more length on the exhale. And sitting up as tall as you can, trying to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Lift and lengthen all the way from the bottom, from your sacral vertebrae, all the way up to your cervical vertebrae through your neck. Next time you inhale, lifting up through the top of the head. As you exhale, take the right ear to the right shoulder, and then bring the head through center and take the left ear to the left shoulder. So the head's just passing through center, ear comes to the shoulder, and back through center, just slowly taking a little stretch to the side of the neck. And then when you're ready, taking the right ear over to the right shoulder and just holding it here. Press that left shoulder down away. Create some space, stretch to the side of the neck. And then tilting that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder and right armpit. And then bringing that chin back up, relaxing that shoulder. And again, head comes up to the left, to the right a couple times. And then when you're ready to take the left ear to the left shoulder, hold it here again. Press that right shoulder down away. Create some space, open up. First starting by keeping that chin lifted back. And then tilting that chin down towards that left arm. And then lifting that chin back up, relaxing that shoulder, bring that head up to center, and then lower that chin to your chest. Stretching through the back of the neck. And then lifting that chin up. You can open up those eyes, hands down beside you. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, seated forward fold. Head, chested body. Just lengthening and lowering wherever your body will allow. Let the knees drop out to the side as the hips open up. Let that low back open and stretch as you bring that body forward. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, head up, and let's just bring ourselves all the way up. And let's go ahead and extend those legs out in front of us. Go ahead and take the legs nice and long. Lengthen, flex through those feet, sit up tall, inhale up, exhale, fold it forward. We're folding it forward again. Same motion with that upper body, bringing that upper body as close to the legs, but now lengthening through the legs, through the hamstrings, stretching through the back of the legs. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, head up, bring yourselves up, bring those feet into bound angles, bring those soles of the feet together. We're just gonna fold forward again. So once again, inhale up, exhale, folding forward. So you can release those arms in front of you if you'd like, or you can keep a hold of those feet or those ankles and use the elbows to push out on the inside of the legs, getting those inner thighs to stretch if you'd like, or just bringing that body forward. And then from here, once again, nice tight core, bringing that head up. Let's bring ourselves up. Let's come up onto our hands and knees for a couple cat counts. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. Round the back, chin in towards your chest. Coming into cat, tuck that tailbone under. Hold that belly button nice and tight towards the spine and tuck that chin in. And then reversing that curl, making your way into cow, lifting that tailbone up behind you. Squeeze those shoulder blades together behind. And then round reverse. Inhale and exhale, moving through cat, moving through cow, just stretching that spine in a little active stretch. at your own pace. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way to a neutral spine. So wherever a flat back is for you, just let that back relax and go flat. Just keep that belly pulled in nice and tight. A little bit of spinal balance. We're going to take the right arm out in front and take the left leg back behind us. Reaching long through those fingers, palms facing in, and reaching long through that toe. A nice big long reach. And then bringing that elbow towards that knee and that knee towards that elbow, warming up that core a little bit and extending that arm. Elbow towards the knee, and extend. A couple more times. Warming up that back, warming up that belly. One more time. And I'm just going to bring it out. We're going to hold it here. And then if you can, reaching back, grabbing a hold of that ankle into the palm of the hand, and then just pull that heel away from that body, opening up through the hip and through the front of that left leg. Also opening up that shoulder. One more breath. And then let's release that arm, release that leg. And we're just going to simultaneously pulse that arm and that leg, lifting up. A little tiny pulse, warming up again, that core, that belly, that back, that buttocks, and then just come and hold. One more breath. And let's bring that hand down. Let's take that left leg and cross it over the right, somewhere behind. Come down onto the forearms and just come into a little bit of a stretch through that left leg, left calf, and then also maybe even that right hip as you sit onto that right hip over to the side. With a nice deep breath, belly tight, bring that knee back, sit down on for our forearms for a moment. Give me a couple cat cows here. Round and reverse, stretch that spine. A little bit different articulation of that spine on our forearms. And then make your way once again to that neutral spine. Come up to those hands, come up to those knees, and then send the right leg back behind you and the left arm out in front. So again, find that balance. Through the toe, lift that leg, try and get it up in line with that hip. Get that arm in line with that shoulder. And then bring that elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow, and extend. Just continuing a few more times. One more time. And then we're just going to come out and hold. And your gaze is just somewhere a little bit in front of that hand, probably keeping that neck in line with that spine. And then if you can, again, reaching back, grabbing that ankle into the palm of the hand. Pull that heel away from that body as you bring it in. Push that ankle into the palm of the hand. Open up the hip. One more breath. And then let's release that arm and that leg. And again, little tiny pulse. Just lifting that leg and that arm. And then come and hold, hand down. Again, take that right leg, cross it over behind that left leg. Sit over onto that left hip. Get a little stretch. Modified pigeon here, actually. And then once again, nice deep breath. Inhale, tight core. Bring that knee back, come back. Couple cat cows here on your forearms. And then once again to a nice neutral spine. Coming back up onto our hands and making our way into our downward facing dog. Curl those toes, lift those hips, push that body weight back into those heels, chest away from the arms. And once you get into your down dog, feels good, you can walk it out, do what you need. Settle into your down dog. Take a couple breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then looking towards those hands, just walk those feet up to the hands, just standing forward fold. Lengthen the hamstrings, lengthen the back. Bring it all together. Here too. Feels good. Just walk it out. Do what you need. Come into your forward fold. And then let's inhale to a flat back. Hands can go to the shins, stay on the ground. Pull the crown of the head forward. Push the hamstrings back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, making our way up, all the way up to standing. Bring the hands down, around to our heart center. And from here, feet about hip distance apart. We're just going to bring the arms up, bring the hands together, and take it over to the right. A little side body stretch, taking that stretch all the way through the outside of the left hip. And then bring it to center to the other side. Try and really reach over with that right arm, take that stretch all the way through the side of the body. And then once again, back over to the right. And one more time to the left. And then bring ourselves back to center, hands back down to our heart center. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale the arms up, exhale, sit back into chair. So I'm sitting back into a chair, keeping that chest lifted, body weight back on the heels, arms are extended up and over, wherever they'll go. Sitting back into the heels, bending into the knees. And then bring the hands together and twist to the right. So take that left elbow above the right knee, somewhere on the thigh. Take a nice big twist. Looking over somewhere to the right. Keep that bend in those knees. Bring it back to center and twist the other way. And then bring it back to center and lift the arms, elevate, still sitting back in your chair. One more breath. And then release to a forward fold. And once you come to that forward fold, do what you need, walk it out. Warm up for those legs, hands down, walk or jump into a plank. Come to a nice strong plank, pull that belly in nice and tight. And then from here, slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog, lifting up front of the body, lifting and stretching through those abdominals. And then to your down dog, curl your toes, lift your hips, push back with that downward facing dog. Coming into that down dog, holding it here. Take a few breaths. And then from here, lift that right leg up behind you, nice and high under your down dog splits. Bend the knee, swing it forward. Try and get in between the hands. We're gonna go onto that back knee. If you need a little cushion for your knee, grab a towel, or you can grab a blanket or your pillow. You need a little something. Low lunge. When you're ready, get yourself there. As we're here, tucking that left hip under. Looking for those right toes, making sure you can still see them without having to go look for them. Remember, it's always okay to have that knee behind that ankle, but you don't want to be pushing out over that ankle and overstretching in that knee. So holding it here. And then from here, just gonna take that right hand onto that right thigh, and that left arm is gonna reach over to the right. So another little side body stretch. Maybe feeling it now, even down a bit further into that hip flexor. And then bring it back to center, bring both arms up. And then from here, as we stretch that hamstring, we're gonna lengthen that front right leg. We're gonna take the hands down beside us, and we're gonna fold forward. Now, as we take that stretch through the right hamstring, if you need more, you can point the toe. If you need more, when you have good knee stability, you can slide back on that left leg. But I don't recommend sitting back onto that left leg if you have knee issues. Again, just folding over that right leg, hamstring, the back of that right leg, getting a nice big stretch. And then from here, we're gonna bring that body weight back forward. We're gonna take the hands on the inside of that right leg. And if you can, you're gonna walk down onto your forearms, coming into lizard if you like. You can also elevate that left leg, entirely up to you. I don't know what you're looking for, what you need, but stretching into that right hip as well as the left. If you can, walk down to the forearms, go where you can. Deepening breaths, inhale, exhale. And then from here, go ahead and bring ourselves back up. And let's bring ourselves back up into that low lunge. And then from here, you're gonna take the left hand back, either to the buttocks, the hamstring. If you can get to that left heel, great. But just coming back wherever you can, pushing that left hip forward. Looking anywhere it's comfortable, you can look down, forward, up. One more breath. And then from here, bringing the arms back up. We're gonna come up into a high lunge. So we're just gonna curl that back toe. We're gonna elevate ourselves into our high lunge. So bending into both knees now. If you need to stay in a low lunge, feel free, but if you can, just come up into that high lunge. And then from here, bring those hands down on either side of that right leg. And then from here, we're just gonna tap that left knee. So we're just gonna bend that knee and tap it down to the ground if you can. A couple more times. Again, a little more stretch through that left hip flexor. One more time. And then extend back up to your high lunge. One more breath. And then to warrior two, drop onto the inside of the back foot. Open the hips, open the arms, and bend into that front knee. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. As you come into your warrior two, remember the right toe is pointed forward, the left is to the side, but instead of having them directly perpendicular, if you pick up that left heel, aim it down a little bit towards the right corner of your mat, open up that angle, it'll take some pressure off that knee. Couple more breaths, inhale, exhale, breathe. Raise those shoulder blades, lengthen those arms, one more breath. And then let's take those hands down beside you, beside that foot, send that right leg back behind you. If you're down dog split, just bend that knee, ankle forward, to a plank. Do that plank, chaturanga, release that leg. Up dog, and when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. So coming back into that down dog, take a moment, take a breath. Just relax here. A couple more breaths in your down dog. And then when you're ready, lift that left leg up behind you, nice and high. Lift it up. And then bend that knee, swing it forward in between the hands. And again, as we go into that low lunge, if you need a little cushion for your knee, don't be afraid to take it. Come into your low lunge. Because the knees need to keep us going. And some people believe that if they just go onto their knees more, their knees will get tough. But there's a cartilage that's behind the kneecap that protects the knee. And as we age, some people lose some of that and some lose more than others. And all the kneeling in the world won't make those knees any happier with that. So definitely with caution, tucking that right hip under, tuck those knees. And then from here again, straightening out that leg, hands down and folding over that left leg. So again, now I'm aiming to stretch the back of the left leg. And then from here again, bring that body weight forward. Hands come on the inside of that left foot into lizard. If you can get down onto those forearms, great. Getting deep into that left hip groin area. And again, too, if you'd like, you can elevate that right leg. Just gonna add a little layer of intensity, but not completely necessary. So if you're good with that knee down, just stay there. Breathe, inhale, exhale. One more breath. And with a nice tight core, go ahead and bring yourself up. Bring those arms up, back into that low lunge. And again, now the right hand can go anywhere back. If you can get to that right heel, great. Pushing that right hip forward and under, come and hold. One more breath. And then release. Come back into our little lunge and let's curl that back toe, lift ourselves up. And if you need help getting yourself up, put your hands down, just help elevate to balance yourself. Entirely up to you, up into that high lunge, bend into both knees, hold it here. Now balancing on the ball of the back foot. And then once again, hands come down on either side, this time of that left foot, and then just drop that knee down. So just tapping that knee. And getting that stretch through the front of the right leg, the hip flexor one more time. And then coming back up into our high lunge. One more breath here. And then to warrior two, drop on the inside of the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, and come into that warrior two. So just holding it here. Take a few breaths. Breathe. One more breath. And then cartwheel those hands down beside that left leg. Send that left leg back behind you. Down dog splits. Bend that knee. Angle forward to your plank. Through that plank. Chaturanga. Release. Up dog. And then to your downward facing dog. And your down dog, maybe getting a little more comfortable as we come into the down dog now. A little release, maybe through the back side of the body. And then look towards your hands, walker jump, feet to the hands, standing forward fold. And then inhale to flat back. Pull the crown of the head forward, exhale, release. And then reverse swan dive up to standing, nice flat back, up, up, up. Come, bring the hands down and around. All right, and let's bring those hands, clasp those hands behind you. Together, roll the shoulders back and down. And we're gonna drop the chin to the chest and take the right ear to the right shoulder. And if you wanna take a little more stretch, you can tuck the hands over at the right hip, keeping the chin lifted back. And then tilting that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder, just as we did beginning. And then bringing that chin back up. If the hands are tucked at the hip, bring them back behind. You can roll that head as half an arc circle a couple times. When you're ready, go to the left side. So left ear to the left shoulder. Again, if you want, you can tuck those hands over at that left hip. And if you're tucking over at the hip, it's just really to pull that right arm, the shoulder down away, and create a little more stretch. And then tilting that chin down again, a little bit towards the left shoulder. And just a little bit down towards the ground. And then bringing that chin back up, releasing those hands. And then again, a couple more times, rock, you can release those arms. Bring that chin to your chest. And then lifting that head up. All right, and then here, just give the shoulders a couple rolls or whatever feels good. A little roll. We're gonna bring those feet so they're together and touching, so the legs are close and sealed together. We're just gonna inhale up and then sit back into our chair. So bend into those knees, keep that chest lifting again. Now, you have the feet close together, and we're gonna use those inner thighs to help balance and those legs by squeezing them together, squeezing those legs together. And again, in our chair, maybe a little bit different degree of bend that you have when those legs were hip distance versus together. Bring the hands together and take that twist. So maybe a little bit different here too, a little bit harder perhaps to balance with those legs so close together. If not, bring it back to center, twist the other way. Back to center, bring those arms up, still sitting back in our chair. Try and sit a little deeper if you can. One more breath, and then let's fold forward. So again, now a forward fold with those legs together, super close, sealed together, pushing those legs together. Again, maybe just a little bit different. Maybe a little less stable with those legs, a little bit more stable with a wider base. But just stay here and fold. Hold and breathe. And if it is a little different, just take in the sensation, take in the difference. From here, we're going to take those hands down, walk or jump to a plank. Nice strong plank, belly in tight. Slowly chaturanga, release, up dog to down dog. And next up is we make our way into pigeon. If you prefer to take your pigeon reclining, you can lie on your back and do a figure 4 stretch. But if you're good, you can come here, lift that right leg up behind you, nice and high. Bend that knee, right knee towards the right wrist, and right foot towards the left wrist. Now, if you need to move that leg out, you can move that bottom leg out to closer to that 90-degree angle if you can. Just remember, you don't want to be sitting off to the side and tweaking that back. So you want to keep those hips, think about them headlights, they're both pointed forward. Before we go down, let's just go ahead and grab that left ankle if we can, ankle into the palm of the hand, and give that quad a stretch. If you can't get to it, you could use your towel to wrap around that ankle. Another really good useful tool instead of a towel is if you have a yoga strap. But if you don't have a yoga strap, a great thing is a tie, a men's tie. Those are fantastic to use in place of a yoga strap. One more breath, and then release that leg, and then let's walk ourselves down. So come down, forearms down. You can rest the head if you wish. If you don't want to, you can always keep the head up. It's entirely up to you. We are going to stay here for a bit to get some benefits of our stretch through that right hip. Maybe even go a little through the left leg. Just stay here, find a place. Try and bring yourself to a good place. If you're not feeling anything in that right leg, maybe you're a little more flexible than you knew, and maybe as you settle in, maybe you need to move that lower leg a little bit up more towards the top of your mat. Maybe just listen to your body, do what works. Just take a breath. Nothing to focus on except for breathing. Just taking 2 more nice deep breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And from here, slowly lifting that head up. Then let's walk those hands back. So those hands are underneath the shoulders. We're just going to curl that left toe. We're going to elevate ourselves and bring that right leg back behind us. We're going to bend the knee, let the heel drop over to the left. If you want to flip this, you can flip, come into flip dog or a 3-legged tabletop. You don't have to though if you don't want to flip. Just bend that knee and let that heel drop over to the left. That's entirely up to you. If you have flipped, we're going to flip back, come back, ankle forward to a 3-legged plank, that knee bent, slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog, and when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. And just coming into that down dog for a few breaths before we go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, push back through those heels, elevate that tailbone as we bring it back. One more breath. Left leg lifts up behind you, nice and high. Left knee towards the left wrist, and the foot towards the right wrist. So bring ourselves into that pigeon position, get yourself adjusted, and then if you can, reach back, grab that ankle into the palm of the hand, stretch the front of the right leg, so same hand, same ankle. Again, not entirely necessary. One more breath, and then slowly release that leg. And then as we do, walking ourselves down. And then go ahead and come to a place to just hold. Keep breathing. Again, if you feel a lot of release, need to adjust, go ahead. If you feel a lot of resistance, also feel free to adjust. Couple more nice deep breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Again, slowly lift the head up. The head's been down there for a bit, so just bring it up nice and slow. Walk the hands in. Again, curl that right toe, send that leg back. Bend the knee, again, flip it, or just bend it, open up that hip the opposite way. One more breath. And then from here, come to that plank, through that plank, chaturanga, release to your up dog. One last time to your downward facing dog. Coming into that down dog. Couple breaths right here, one more time. Hopefully feeling a little different in that down dog, maybe a little more release, more comfortable. One more breath. And then to our knees, to our child's pose. Curl the toes, slide the hips back, sit back, reach the arms nice and long. And then from here, slide the hands back beside your head very slowly. Lift the head up. All right, let's bring ourselves all the way up. Let's come over onto our backside. A little bit of an earthquake for that core and that belly. We're just going to sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and point those toes. Take the arms out to the side long. We're just going to lean back to that point where we feel like if we kept going, we would just drop. So holding it here. Keep the chest lifted, roll the shoulders back. And then if you can, go a little bit further. If you go any further, one more breath. And then release all the way down, arms out over your head, reach, point, and stretch. And then stretching out that low back, we're going to take the arms out to the side at a T. We're going to bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. I'm just going to drop the knees to the right and look over to the left. Just a little gentle twist. Bring the knees back to center, drop them left. Look to the right. And then making our way back to center, extend that left leg and bring that right knee in towards that body. Pull it in, hands underneath the knee, pull that knee in. Again, getting that hip flexor, nice big stretch. And then from here, right hand keeps a hold, left hand just kind of releases, and just let that knee drop out to the right. Stretching in into that inner thigh, hip. And bring it up to center, switch hands so opposite hand has it. And just pull it over to the left, somewhere to where you feel a good stretch at the back of that hip, that right buttocks. And then coming back to center and just switching legs. Again, left leg, don't grab that knee, grab a little bit on the shin. Flex that foot, help protect that knee also. Again, same hand keeps a hold, other hand just releases, let the knee drop out to the side, so up to the left. So left leg you got. Bringing it back to center again, now opposite hand, pulling it over where you feel stretch through the backside, buttocks. And then bring ourselves back to center. From here, just go ahead and give that knee a little release, rock it, circles, whatever works. All right, next up, whenever you're ready, making your way into your final posture for Shavasana, traditionalist corpse pose with the legs extended, arms extended, palms up. I encourage you to be in a place that's comfortable for you. If you're not comfortable on your back, if you go backwards, you can put something behind those knees, a pillow or blanket. If you're uncomfortable on the neck, you can get yourself a pillow also. Just find a place that you can just slow that body to a complete stop. Close the eyes, and just keep yourself breathing. Keep that mind clear, keep that body clear, just continue to breathe. Slowly bringing some awareness back to our body and that mind. Move those fingers, those toes, arms, legs, hands or feet. Even that head can go side to side. Whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else can choose a side. Remain here for a moment. Let a little blood flow come back to that heart. Self-care. The active process of making your body and mind a pleasant place to inhabit by filling your own cup first. This ensures you have enough to give to others. Self-care, the active process of making your body and mind a pleasant place to inhabit by filling your own cup first. This ensures you have enough to give to others. So when you're ready, using that outside arm, push yourself back up to a seated position, back where we began our process and practice of self-care this morning. Thanks for joining me, girls, and we will see you next Friday. Namaste. Thanks for coming. Good to see you.